The next big prize on the presidential primary calendar is also one of those states where the Republican Party's delegate system is, to say the very least, complicated.
Wicked.
Wicked complicated. 71 GOP delegates in all. But not all are required to support the candidate who wins the most votes in Tuesday's primary. Only 17 are actually bound. The rest really should be considered the ultimate free agents.
Yeah, CNN's John King breaks down the delegate math and how Pennsylvania really could be key to Donald Trump reaching that magic number of 1,237 delegates needed to clinch the nomination.
He won in this part of the country. He's winning in this part of the country. So it is safe to assume, and the current polling suggests, that this is Donald Trump country right now. The interesting part is 17 of the delegates you win next Tuesday night, 54 already committed to be unbound, to go to the Republican convention unbound. But what you want to be if you're Donald Trump, and you might need some of those non-committed or unbound delegates, is to win and win by a big margin so that then you go back and make the political
Historically,
argument.
does Pennsylvania usually go with the front runner?
Well, Pennsylvania, it never matters. It's the problem. When we get to this part of the campaign, if you want to go back and look at 2012, you see what happens. The race is over. You go to 2008, the race is over. That's what this campaign is so unusual, especially on the Republican side. And so the point is, for Trump, he wants to go in and then win big so that his campaign can circle back to those uncommitted delegates and say, hey, follow the will of the voters.
This time, Pennsylvania matters a lot, which means our guest right now matters a lot. Gabriel Keller is running to be a delegate from Pennsylvania's 12th congressional district, and he supports Donald Trump. So, Mr. Keller, our question to you is this. How much contact have you had with the Trump campaign? The reason we're asking is because you would think, if the Trump campaign wants to gather up as much support from the unbound delegates, get them elected, there would be some meticulous organization.
Yeah, well, so thank you for having me. We did have a conference call, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, where it was brief, but the campaign reassured us that they were doing everything that they can to ensure that we get elected, and I have faith in Mr. Trump, and he's an effective guy, and I'm sure they're going to be effective in getting us elected. But that said, we've also kind of formed a coalition of Trump-supporting delegates across the state and formed a website, delegatesfortrump.com. Matthew Jansen from the 4th District and Jamie Klein from the 5th District have really contributed to this effort, and we have some very generous donors that are helping us. We are kind of running independent of the campaign.
Right.
They don't want to show their cards, I'm sure that's the way it is. They don't want to show their cards, but we're doing what we can to get elected and get Mr. Trump in office, and I hope the campaign's doing the same to get us elected as well.
The interesting thing about that, Mr. Keller, is that you guys are doing the organizing on the ground to try to get together and pull Trump delegates together, not necessarily from what you're hearing or seeing. The Trump campaign doing that, does that worry you?
No, it doesn't concern me. Like I said, I have faith in Mr. Trump. He's an effective guy. He knows how to get things done. He knows how important these delegates are. They're the unbound delegates. These delegates are going to be more important at the convention because what happened in Colorado, Wyoming, Georgia, these delegates are the ones elected by the people. So that has to hold more weight. It has to hold more weight. As Mr. Trump has been saying, it's the vote that counts, and just appointing these delegates in other states, I don't believe it to be a fair process, but he knows how important we are, and I'm sure he's going to do his best to get us elected. But we're going to do it with or without the campaign. We have very generous donor, Leslie Rossi. She's a patriot, and she has a very poignant story as to why she is voting for Mr. Trump. In fact, she painted one of her properties the American flag. And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And all of us delegates across the state, we've become friends. I have new best friends. They've stayed at my house. We attended the Hannity event last week for the taping. I reached out to Fox News directly and organized 5 delegates being at the Hannity recording last week. And again, they stayed at my house, and I have new best friends.
We question maybe your viewing habits, sir, but we do appreciate you coming on with us this morning. Gabriel Keller.
Whoa!
So
I'll tell you what. You can put us on one of your shows as well. How
we
about
just
that?
did. We just did.
No, a group of us.
Right.
We want a bunch of us there.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Breaking for us moments ago, we have to get to this. The first criminal charges are announced in connection with the toxic water crisis in Flint, Michigan. We'll have much more of the details out of Flint. That's next.